To each and everyone in Georgetown, Guyana, the diaspora, and elsewhere. Friends all, citizens of Guyana. As you might be aware, what is taking place right now in Guyana with the PPPC and the APNU on behalf of the election, the local government election. But you know, life is very funny. But before I continue, I want you all to subscribe to the channel and press the bell so you will get the next update. Sometimes I ask myself, when people are playing with the life and the future of a nation, and we as the spectators and the voters sit down and look at it and allow it, we dissolve whatever happened. Under the late Fars Burnham, too many rigging, too many wrong things happened at the place of the election commissioner. And at the day of polling, too many things also happened. I see the PPP also now being accused for the same thing. But the APNU supporters that made up of members of the PPP, the Working People Alliance, Justice for All and others are making a complaint, and that's your rights. But I remember a story. An old woman in her big age, 40, 45, 46, had an argument with a teenage young girl. And she called her a slut. And the young girl feel offended, and she says, "Mommy, I don't want to disrespect you. But I guess when you were my age, maybe that was your principal belief and what you were doing. I only have friends to socialize with, not to open up my leg like a toll gate or a river mouth. But judging from what you told me, maybe that was what you were doing in the past. But nevertheless, we are all women. So you could have a good day, Mommy." Well, I will say this to the APNU supporters. If it is true that the PPP is topping up the list, let me walk you back into the memory lane. During the 60s, can you remember they say horse, cows, and other cattle vote in England from a pasture for put Burnham in power? I think you all are suffering with memory loss. And many polling booths, Indian was even denied their rights to vote on the East Bank. But the blacks could have voted for 5, 6 polling booths the same day. I witnessed, George Correa witnessed it many times during your election. I could call name of some people. Even the late Fars Burnham was riding a horse in Georgetown one day with his bodyguard. When the old, mature black woman and he had a little argument because she was in the way when he was riding, and I think he bring the horse too close and she talked, and he insulted her. And she replied, "Burnham, look what you want to do to me. I'm a black woman, you're a black man. Why you have to bring the ass so close to me? I vote for you about 5 or 6 times, that's why you sit on the horse." And he replied, "You vote 5, 6 times and they did not arrest you and charge you? What an insult." Now, ladies and gentlemen, too many wrong things happen. Minister of the PNC, who was in charge of many great areas in the country, some was accused for thieving the metal that was about to build the sea defense and put it around their house. And millions of dollars was missing in Guyana in many areas. Burnham, according to the Ebony magazine, was one of the second richest black man in the world. They didn't say leader. That magazine all over Guyana, Burnham had the police and others looking for it to take it off the shelf. But that's not my problem. You try Burnham Party, which we all know PNC, signify the black race according to them with a party card. The few Indian and other who joined them was only waste of time. They only keep you all to look like a good, but really and truly there was a racial part of government. Height make a difference. Mr. David Granger, after given the opportunity, it's alleged he says to many young black boys in jail, he didn't see the recipe, he didn't say that, I don't know, it's alleged. I didn't hear it for myself from the man, but supporters of other groups are saying it. Then, after he swept into power, he didn't see Amerindian, Douglas, Indian, Portuguese, Chinese. He see young little black boy. Those are not words for leaders to be using in a multiracial country with so many different races. But yet, the motto of your country, one people, one nation, one destiny. Jamaica have a wonderful one. Out of many comes one. And Guyana is not a one nation, one people. It is 6 people, 6 nations, one destiny. Death for all of us. My argument is, you the Indian, you must never forget the 60s. And not all of the black people do you wrong, which you know it, because the decent one don't get involved, and the Highlanders was involved that was brought there by foreign governments because of the late Eddie Jagan. But that is gone. They didn't live forever. The son of the soil, Walter Rodney, opposed Burnham. And that is what brought his death, with the help of the opposition Chetty. Mr. Nagamutu was a part of the PPP as much as Ramjatan. Where are these men now in the camp of APNU? Imagine they was going against the PNC so bad. If Nagamutu had become the presidential candidate for the PPP, what would have happened with the AFC? Will they have joined in the party? Come on. Of PNC. WPM members should have never joined the PNC party. Justice for all could join any side because they're asking for justice. Ladies and gentlemen, during the Burnham era, we lost a young black leader by the name of Walter Rodney. Some others, Winnie Dublin, even Mr. Waddle under the PPP time, Vincent Ika under the PNC time. After all these men have met the crucial death, and I heard some other man was protesting in Diamond or Grove, and he was shot also. Why these two party hands got blood and locking up innocent people and applying pressure on you? Since Mr. Ali swearing as your president, nobody can say there was a killing or a kidnapping of party members from other parties. Under the PNC, there was a lot of problem. Under Jagan, I don't think there was anything there for the time of the 2 years or whatever. Excuse me. But under Barry Jagdeo, there was a lot. It's alleged that Feynman was killing for businessmen and politicians. It's also alleged that they killed him up Mackenzie or somewhere, he and his crew. What am I bringing this for y'all to know? When the politician use you black people to kill, whether you're black or you're white and they use you or you're green or you're yellow, don't believe you're going far. They got others to kill you and others to kill the person who will kill you, and they got the killing going on. So you have to be careful. Some die by accident, some maybe by poison, some disappear, and some really get it brutally. As Jesus said, you rise the sword, you will die by the sword. So my friend, how much time will we put APNU, who is PPP with them, WP also was PPP and PNC with different name with the leaders, UC Kwayana and many more. Till come the WPA. The WPA called for a thing called PCD, People's Coalition for Democracy. They invite Dr. Jagan and others, and Jagan says he wants to be leader. And that is what he said. He didn't get into politics to take back seat. Today I'm asking you, the young Guyanese, come off of this racial bullshit. These 65 members of parliament only control their friends and family. The courthouse, they use it like it's their personal place. They use the court, judges, magistrate, prosecutor, and police to do the nasty work. But I have a message for all of you, present and past. You all will answer to charges, and God is not going to let you escape with it. People whose family was locked up wrongfully because they speak for humanity and democracy by the PPP or the PNC or APNU, you have a right to document it and report it. For power does not stay too long in people's hands. And any businessman that bribes police to beat people, lock them up, frame charge them, when the time comes, all shall be tried, because we got a lot of names. Because we are victim of it, Ali. Indian bastards, coolie people, businessmen, who want to own everything and do destruction to others because they're afraid of competition. We got a lot of names. People in Sheriff Street, people in Petersall, people in Canaan, plus others in Bagastong who fighting for land, the surveyors who take bribes, and the Department of Housing and all who take side, the NDC. All of your days are coming. Don't believe you're going to escape it. I call upon the U.S. Embassy, ambassadors, Canada, England, and the Caribbean heads of government to stand up for human rights in Guyana. And we want to see fairness to every citizen. Mr. Waddle also was killed because he speak out for what he feels was right. So what we are seeing happening now, that APNU joined, PNC joined with APNU, people from AFC who's a part of the PPP, a part of others, and said the PPP padding the ballots, putting signatures of people name who's not there. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not strange. It is not strange. The PNC started it out. And even when they vote in the Congress, PPP and PNC voting to make a leader, they rig it too. So we are playing with people who love to rig. So I am calling on all patriotic Guyanese. We need a party for all the people, by the people, where all race will be a part of a government, and it must be a national front government, where no race will be above the other. I have give y'all a plan. There are 9 Amerindian tribes. 3 from each one is 27. 2 Portuguese, 2 Chinese, 6 mixed race, 15 Indian because you are the man spending the money because you love money, you spend all over, and 13 blacks. And we could form a national front government where no one race will be above the law, and change the constitution. And the court must be a different body from the politician. Any politician use their influence to deny justice by using the court, by corrupt judges, magistrate, police, and prosecutor to lock up their opponent or anyone who speaks out against them, such individual must be tried, and if convicted, we will talk about that. The nation will decide three things: whether to put them on a little island, jail them for life, or execute. The nation will decide that. And if you lock up an innocent man, cause the police to beat him naked like what they do with Snow, you go to answer it. We don't care what part of the world you go, we're going to send people for you. All citizens of that country must enjoy the country. Let's work together for humanity. Every one of you need a house. You need land and money to build your house. Every one of you, but the law of the country must be the law. All life matters. Not Indian life, black life, Chinese and Indians. All life matters. And no one must curse and insult another person of the religion. Whether you say Allah, they say Bhagwan, the other one say God, we are all serving an unseen God. So that is what I'm calling on. And that's the only way to stop the racial clashes. And every minister will be accountable and the Constitution will change. No one will be above the law. We do not have God and devil in Guyana. Okay? That is two superpower nobody can break. So we don't have that in Guyana. All right? And the wealth must share equally amongst the races. And open up the door to Africa and India and the Caribbean, to those who stand at our side. And we must unite with America, Canada, and England and our neighboring country and give Brazil 1 or 2 blocks of the oil well. That's my way of explaining my truth to you. Let's unite for a better Guyana, living under the golden branch of humanity under one sky, one God. Have a good day. And I am your host, George Correa. Thank you.